Good morning, everybody. Wow, is there drama surrounding the royal family? And I think I got the inside scoop. Like, once again, folks, I can't validate it, but it's up to you if you want to believe Juanito or not. So that's the source I have. It sounds pretty compelling. And I talked to him in private at first, and then I said, man, can we do a show on this? I tried to make it fluff tube worthy, but you know Juan, and he went off the rails and started getting angry and talking about the royal family and Antichrist, and it went all over the place. So I had to do, I know everyone gets angry at me. I understand that, but it is what it is. It's on Nino's Corner.tv tonight. Well, I'm just gonna pose some questions. That abdominal surgery, was it really abdominal surgery, or was she? I don't know. Maybe. Was there some pregnancy issues? I don't know. Was there a fight? All kinds of, folks, you got to go watch this video. It's pretty crazy. Nino's Corner.tv, and I'll get into more of that in a second. How's everyone doing today? I got to tell you, folks, I don't know if you can feel it. I can feel it. There's something in the air. There's a lot of fighting on social media. And I got to say, folks, the trolls are in full court press. I don't know. I'm going to tell you what, and I've thought about this. I may do a raffle on whoever's the biggest troll. Airfare, hotel paid for. All right? Airfare, hotel paid. I'm fucking seriously thinking about doing this. Biggest troll gets a free trip to come see Nino in a gym type atmosphere, and you get to go a couple rounds with the Nino, and you got to sign medical papers, because if I hurt you, you can't come back at me. We can put it on YouTube, the whole thing, folks. That's where I'm really starting to think I'm going to do this. Deontay Wilder did it. A few other fighters I know did it. They hurt the people very badly. They went to the hospital. I hit much harder. So it's going to be nice. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna watch and see who's the biggest one, and they get a free flight, a hotel paid for, and they get to come see the Nino. See if they can. Oh boy, people don't know what I'm like. They just don't know what I'm like. All right, folks. When the lights go out on Amazon, you can Venmo me as well. D-Rod 1977. D-Rod 1977. The Mexican Mix. My mama's book on Amazon. Leave an honest review. Folks, Chuck Norris, baby. Chuck's in the house. 80-something years old, this guy. Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? What? I recently saw a video he made, and I was shocked. He's in his 80s and still kicking butt and working out and staying active. My dad was 83 when my dad was still riding a motorcycle and playing racquetball at 83. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by just taking one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better, folks. She always feels like 10 years younger. Her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Nino, or by clicking on the link below this video. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Nino. And click on the link in the description below to watch the video now. You won't believe your eyes. Chuck Norris. And I was just thinking about Chuck Norris the other day. I was like, what happened to that guy, man? He knew Bruce Lee. He fought Bruce Lee. Wah! Pretty interesting man. A very interesting man. So Chuck Norris in the house. Can you believe I'm reading ads for Chuck Norris? That's pretty crazy. That's pretty cool, I think. It's pretty cool. I'm a fan of Chuck, old Chucky. Chuck Norris. Oh my gosh. So folks, I know you all feel it in the air. I know you feel it. It's like this weird bracing. We're all like in this bracing state right now. What's going to happen? We know the storm, and I guess the eye of the storm is what's coming, because we all feel it. And it seems like every power structure, everything in entertainment, everything in the government, everything's just falling apart, free fall, just everything. If you notice that, if you guys noticed just how crazy shit is, like everything seems like it's like a circus or like this higher frequency of insanity is just reeking through the masses. And it's just like everybody right now is on high alert. Everyone's pissed off. I mean, I can't put a post up on X without 1,000 trolls coming in there. Blah, blah, blah. Rumble. Blah, blah, blah. That's crazy. I'm like, wow. People love to kick me in the balls. They love to kick me in the balls. But I've talked to my team. I think we're going to do this. I'll train for a couple weeks. Make sure my punches are pretty precise. Pop, pop, bang, 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 pop, pop, pop. I don't know. This could be a good idea. I'm really considering it. But I'm going to have the Ghost on talking about this new system. And I don't know if it's a psyop or what's going on, but there's been a few, I guess you could say, posts about it. And it's about a social credit score. What happens when the banks fail and everyone starts just getting a mandatory deposit monthly. Folks, this is what they want. This is what they want to do. The Ghost is going to elaborate on this. We're going to talk about this. This will be YouTube worthy because I'm trying my best. I believe this will be YouTube worthy. So we're going to put it on YouTube and we're just going to talk about this new system, this great reset that they want and how it'll apply to each and every one of us if they succeed. This dystopian nightmare. So we're going to talk about that today. I have him on today. Also, folks, I put a switch with Nino down there in the comments. I pinned a comment. A lot of people are saying, well, what can I do? I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to prepare. Well, at least buy American. At least buy American. Fill out the job form. As I do every time, the first 5 people that do it, I call you personally, and you can even ask me questions. So fill out that job form. Switch with Nino. I put it in a pinned comment. Hit it. Fill it out, and let's get rocking and rolling. Buy American. No need for this garbage. No need for any more of these big box stores. And well, you're making a dime on it. Yeah, and so is a lot of other people because we're helping each other. It's called networking. It's also called capitalism. People hate me for that. I got to tell you, there's so much hatred out there on social media right now. I've never seen anything like it, man. I don't spend my time following people that I don't like. If you don't like somebody, don't follow them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Faith over fear. You're still a champion, Nino, and love your commentary and strength in your battles. Jesus is king. You're damn right. Jesus is king. Hallelujah. All right, folks. Spotify, Nino's Corner. Telegram, Nino's Corner. Getter, Nino's Corner. Rumble, Nino's Corner. True Social, David Rodriguez Boxer. Instagram, David Nino Rodriguez Boxer. X, Nino Boxer. PatriotWear.com. Bing. Right there. It's right there. Why do I? There. Okay. PatriotWear.com. Get yourself some Black Sheep clothing, folks. Black Sheep clothing. NinosCorner.tv. George Papadopoulos is the next general in the general's tent. This is going to be stellar. It's going to be epic. George Papadopoulos. George Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos was seen off the coast of China feeding on algae. George Papadopoulos, March 21st, 5 p.m. March 21st, 5 p.m. It's going to be fire. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for the super chat. My son is homesick today. Could use a smile. If you could shout out to Kieran, I hope I said his name right. Kieran, it would make his day. If I say his name right, is it Kieran? I hope I don't read so good, you know? Hey, yo. Kieran, what's up, buddy? I'm sorry you're homesick. I've been sick many times, but usually I was faking it. So hopefully you're not faking it. And if you are, enjoy your day, my friend. All right, folks, I got Dustin Nemos up on NinosCorner.tv right now. Scott Bennett is up there, and he's on fire as always. Boone Cutler talking about this solar eclipse. Now, folks, we're not saying anything's going to happen. But due to the climate, due to the political climate that we're in right now, I think it's very... I think we should take the warning. I personally do, because they're looking for anything, any little thing ready to pop off. And I know we all feel it. It's in the air. It's in the air tonight. Can you feel it? What's that Phil Collins song? I can feel it coming in the air tonight. I feel that song all day long. Don't you? I do. I feel it. I used to listen to that song before fights sometimes. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Yeah. Now I feel it. I do feel it. I know all of you do too. Something's about to break. Something. And if you understand their calendars and what they go by, this eclipse is pretty damn important. Is something going to happen? I don't know. But I'm going to say it's best to be cautious, right? And I hope you guys like the YouTube video on it as well. 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗶 is going to be on Nino's Corner.tv. I already interviewed him. He's an anarchist. So this guy, he lives down in Mexico, 𝗪𝗃𝗃, I think it is, Acapulco, but he calls it 𝗪𝗃𝗃. That's what he calls it. Haters out there, make the money, you work hard for it. Thank you very much. Yeah. Not one hater has offered to pay my bills. I'll say that. They don't want to do that. You want to pay my bills? You want to help me take care of my parents? They cost a lot of money. My elderly parents, you want to help me with that? Nah. The grifter. Keep up the fight. Yo, you're doing awesome. Thank you very much. Also, 𝗬𝗶𝗋𝗄𝗧, warrior mom. Now, this is big because she cured her son from, I can't say it on here on YouTube, but she has a book called Warrior Mom, and it's awesome. And that's going to be on Nino's Corner.tv for a lot of women out there, a lot of single moms, a lot of mothers out there. If you want to know how she did it, go to Nino's Corner.tv and watch this interview. I'll also be putting that up on Rumble later. It'll probably be in a couple weeks. But if you want to know about it now, get over there and watch it. 𝗬𝗏 Middleton. What the hell's going on? Flags are flying at half-mast. Is it half-mast or half-staffed? Or is it a half erection? What is it? I don't even know. Todd, love your book, sir. Oh, thank you. I wrote that myself. 𝗥cie coming on. He's going to be crossing Antarctica on foot. This guy's going to cross Antarctica on foot. I want to ask him so many questions. I want to take, and you all can ask him questions as well. Like 𝗥cie, what about Admiral Byrd? You think you're going to come across any woolly mammoths? Any dinosaur? I mean, what's down there? I've heard so many things. And if you ask Juan, he says it's a whole nother civilization there. I guess from what he says, some kind of Nordic civilization, Germany. I mean, it's crazy. There's a huge, big question mark around Antarctica. So we're going to be answering those questions. All right, folks. Oh, and another thing. Ricky Schroeder. Do you guys remember Ricky Schroeder? He's coming on my show. The child star in the 80s. Man, I was thinking about him not too long ago as well. There's something to this. Because I was thinking about him and it went bing, burp, bing. And then he went bing, burp, bing. And he came back to me. Now he's coming on my show. Ricky Schroeder. And I got General Flynn, baby. General Flynn's coming on. And he's got a movie coming out. So this is going to be big. General Flynn. I'm also going to ask him to be the general in the general's tent. So I know a lot of people want to ask him questions. So I'm going to personally ask him, see what he says. He may not want to. I don't know. But you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Oh, yeah. Turn it down. How many of you think that I could be a strip club DJ? Huh? Put your hands together. Oh, yeah. Shake those nalgas. Shake, shake, shake those nalgas. Yeah. Shake those nalgas. Shake them. All right, folks. Turn it down or turn it up. Here we go. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. Can you feel it? I can. I can feel it in the air tonight. I can feel it. That's my version. So, here we go. Glasses are fogging up. So, you got to go see the Juan interview on 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏.tv because it's packed with intel. And if you know Juan, I think he's been over the target enough. I can't vouch for any of my guests. A lot of you get mad at me for the guests that I have. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't understand why you get pissed off at me. I lay it out for you all to play it out. Could a lot of my guests be full of shit? Oh, yeah. I even sometimes sit there and interview and I'm going, wow, this guy's full of shit. But I don't say nothing. I just go with it. I go, okay, yeah, okay. Just saying. But I think Juan has been over the mark many times. But that's it for you. That's up to you all. That's up to you all to decide. And basically, it's a lot of revealing info if it's true. A lot of drama surrounding that family right now, and it's bad, bad, bad. And William, who is William? Now, you've heard Juan say it many times on other shows, but he really does. I just can't picture the Antichrist losing his hair. Okay, why would he need 𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗁? I just say it like that's like the joke of God. Like if that's really the case, if this guy is him, dude, get a toupee or shave your fucking head. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, so they've been disappearing. So they've been gone for speculation grows as flags have been flown at half-mast. And she is missing for St. Patrick's Day parade, and so was he. But according to Juanito, there's a lot going on here. And folks, it's about an hour-long interview. I thought it was going to be a 10-minute interview because I had people waiting for me outside. So if you see me getting anxious during the interview, understand that I had to go. So I was like, Juan, okay, get to the point. Get to the point. Juan, get to the point. And he wouldn't get to the point, and he kept going off in different directions. I had to pull him back, and then he would just ignore me, But anyway, he did his own thing, went at his own pace. I had to go, though. I had to cut it off because I had to go. But he did relay all the information. And William, I am. And there's a lot of celebrities out there already saying, oh, we know who he is. We know who the Antichrist is, Could it be? I don't know. It's up to you. It is up to my audience to figure this one out. But the drama with him and Kate Middleton right now is super bad. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Woo-wee. That's all I can say. And I don't want to say it on YouTube. That's for damn sure. Yeah, because I'm sorry, folks. Can't do it. Is what it is. Donald Trump gives chilling warnings in the U.S. if he isn't elected again. So what he's basically saying is people aren't going to have it. People are going to take another 2020 is basically what he's saying. We are coming into some serious, serious times right now, folks. And I know you all know it and feel it in your gut, in your bones. It's here. This is game time. And I got the occasional, ass clown that comes on and says, oh, dude, it's just like 2 years ago, bro. You've been saying this for like 3 years. How bad has it been for the last 4 years? How bad has it been? Have you been enjoying this? Are you loving this? Because I'm not. And I'm pretty sure nobody in my audience is. At least 95% of them aren't enjoying this shit show, because I'm not. I would like to go back to regular life and enjoy my fucking life. We are under attack. So now on to his chilling warning, and then he goes on to a campaign promise. This is an amazing campaign promise if you actually believe we are going to make it to the you-know-what. If you really believe we're going to make it to the you-know-what, and I'm going to tell you why we cannot make it to the you-know-what. So, and yes, I know people say, well, you heard this from Juanito. Yeah, I have. Okay, let's get into it. First, you must remember the resistance and lawfare he will face if he attempts either of these things while he's president. Mass deportation and free prisoners of war. Let's call them that. So you got to remember that if he gets through the election, lawfare will continue as usual. As usual, it will continue just like when he was in there the first time. This is why I say it cannot go that route. It doesn't look like it is. But it's not because I do not feel a red wave is actually going to happen. But it's if we could beat the you-know-what. You know what I'm talking about. Their antics. In my opinion, if he gets in through an event, in my opinion, certain things or crimes still need to be proven, and once they are proven, they have to be rolled back. He can't do that if he just gets in. Am I making sense here? Give me a thumbs up if I'm making sense. I'm trying my best. It's like a mime. Are you guys getting what I'm laying down here? This cannot, if it goes a conventional route, it's going to be so hard for him to do anything. They'll stop him at every move, at every turn. But I'm saying if it goes to an event, which I believe both sides won, if it does that, then he can do what he wants to do. Does that make sense? He'll be able to do what he wants to do. And don't think for a second, as Boone Cutler has said, that, and I just had him on, he's on Nino's Corner.tv right now. Don't think for a second that things are going to get easier once he's in. These people are very powerful, folks. And in America, there's just certain players. This shit is global. So don't think for a second it's just going to all of a sudden, oh my gosh, things are going to be so easy. It's going to be hard. We are in a new world. This is it. We are in a whole different type of situation. This is life has changed for all of us, and it will continue to change. It's going to continue to change. So as we push their hand behind the scenes, as we keep pushing them, which I know all of you can see that, I believe it will ultimately cause disruption within them so that they act prematurely and have to commit to a chess move they are not willing to do, or something they're going to be forced to do, but yet their arrogance will still see them through. So I will say that. But they're going to be forced to make some kind of chess move that we're pushing their hand and then unplug something. Who does it? I'm going to bet they do. What happens next? The jiu-jitsu move. That's if it's a hand, only if God intervenes. And that's what I've been told. So a lot of you here that don't believe in God, you better start. I don't think you're going to have a choice. Okay. I think you better start praying. If you haven't prayed before, you better start practicing. I'm just saying, because shit's about to get crazy. Crazy. I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you'll know it's true. Oh, David, you'll know it's true. David, touch it. That's what they used to say at the strip clubs. I, David, touch it. You could touch it. It won't hurt. It won't bite. It's not going to bite, David. I, David, touch it. Ay, David. Oh, David, you're so crazy, David. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, was hacked this week with zero-day exploit. I got that from someone's ex. So in other words, a lot of hacking going on. Chilling warning, Donald Trump, chilling warning of a bloodbath in the U.S. if he ain't elected as president again. Don't they just love to make him sound like he's crazy? Like he's just nuts. He's off his rocker. Like, there's going to be a bloodbath, like a WWE wrestler or something. There's going to be a bloodbath if you don't elect me. It's like, come on. He's just stating the obvious from what I can see. Addressing the crowd as a guest speaker for car dealership owner Bernie Moreno's Senate primary campaign, former President Donald Trump said it will be a bloodbath if he isn't elected this year. Former President, I've got to say Mr. T sometimes. Mr. T warned that if he isn't elected in the upcoming presidential election, it's going to be a bloodbath. Live on pay-per-view. I guess everything's on DAZN now. Everything's streaming. I miss the fights that were on HBO. I miss boxing in its heyday. I miss... Oh, and by the way, my predictions, I've been, I would say about 97% correct on my predictions. I really did think Tyson Fury would, wallop. I Fury would win, so I was right. But I think if you watch the fight, everyone knows that he pretty much lost that, but he underestimated him. I did change my prediction 2 days before the fight, and I said, it's going to be a much tougher fight. It's going to be a much tougher fight because he's acting like an ass. He was acting like an ass clown before the fight, and I knew his head wasn't in it. But I guess the Anthony Joshua fight correct. And my prediction on Jake Paul Tyson is 58. He can't get away from Father Time. Jake Paul is not going to be the one that beats Tyson. It's going to be Father Time. Father Time is undefeated, folks. Mike Tyson was getting beat in his mid to late 30s by guys that he would have walked over in his early 20s. So just saying that, Jake Paul's a young kid. He's about a C- boxer, maybe D+. Handpicks are, whatever. I don't know. There's my little boxing. Jake Paul leaves himself wide open. He still moves well on his legs. He's got decent ring generalship. Enough to beat an old Tyson. If it's not staged. So talking to the crowd in the red Make America Great Again, Cash said, now if I can get elected, it's going to be if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the country. So in his just released testimony, the Secret Service agent said, I do not see, he never grabbed the steering wheel. I didn't see him, lunge to try to get into the front seat at all. What stood out was the intention in his voice more than the physical presence. So now they're backtracking on that. Now they're backtracking on the whole lunge for the steering wheel. Remember that when when that first came out, I knew. Nah. Because I know, in my opinion, I feel very certain there's something much bigger here happening. And I think he's calm, cool, and collected because he knows he has the bigger guns, if you know what I'm saying. In his just released testimony, the Secret Service agent said, I did not see Trump reach. He never grabbed the steering wheel. I didn't see him, lunge to try to get into the front seat at all. At all. What stood out was the intention in his voice more than his physical presence. The committee had an agreement with the Secret Service to avoid disclosing privacy information for official use only information, intelligence and law enforcement sensitive records, and raw intelligence information from 12 interviews it conducted. However, some of the right have argued the real reason the interview with the unnamed driver never saw the light of day is because it contradicted Hutchinson's testimony. Another promise here. I gotta ask everything as a question. Jail for Cheney? Is that possible? So calls for Liz Cheney to be, and the committee to be, what? Former president directly calling for the imprisonment of 9 of its political opponents, including former Congresswoman, who. See how I dance around a little bit? Tyson's defense is impregnable. Not at 58. Did you see him fight Roy Jones on pay-per-view? Did you watch that snooze fest? They're both old. It looked like they stepped into molasses. Look, I know what I'm watching here, folks. They were doing glorified body sparring. They were hitting to the body and throwing occasional punches to the head. They know what they're doing. They can fake the funk. Look, I love Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson is one of the greatest fighters ever. No doubt about it. He was my idol as a kid. But, you know, when certain things turn into sideshows, they turn into sideshows. And more power to him. More power to him. He's going to make a lot of money. And he deserves that because he was one hell of a champion and whatever. Well, you know, and I can't hate Jake Paul either because the guy's taking advantage of his social media and he's making a killing. You can't hate him on that either. So, fuck it. More power. I'll probably watch it. So there you go. So in a post on his Truth Social platform Sunday, Tyson, Mr. T shared an article from far-right writer 𝗀𝗏, which alleged committee withheld crucial evidence in its probe by not releasing the testimony of a Secret Service agent who drove Trump's limo. The driver notably disputed the account of former White House staffer Cassidy Hutchinson, who claimed Trump tried to grab the steering wheel of the limo in an effort to redirect it to the Capitol. So what did Trump say? He's made a couple promises on his first day. All right, let's look at that. Now, what I'm saying here is how much lawfare is going to hit him if we do go to a November cycle and he gets put in fair and square. Yeah, right. And let's just say this happens in unicorn land and fantastical fuck land. Let's just say this happens. And you think that he's going to actually be allowed to do this shit? You don't think they're going to hit him at every turn with lawfare? You think it's going to be easy for him just to be like, well, all right, mass deportation time. You all think that? Really? Former President Donald Trump said on Saturday Night Rally, if he elected in November, he would move quickly to fix a host of problems plaguing the country, including using executive power to hostages and ending every single open border policy of the Biden administration on day one. On day one. So all of you guys in there in jail, keep that hope alive, man. Keep that hope alive. You're almost there. You're almost there. After walking up to the mic and the loud audience chants, USA, USA, the former president praised the spirit of the hostages, referring to the people who have been jailed, sometimes without being charged, for their roles in the events at the U.S. Capitol. They've been treated terribly and unfairly, President Trump said, and we're going to be working on that soon. On the first day we get into office, he continued, while calling detainees unbelievable patriots, detainees and still languishing in the jail, awaiting trial over 3 years after the Capitol incident. So this goes on to say how that's going to be on his first day. And he's going to go all in for mass deportation. Now, let me ask you, do you really think this is possible? Because I don't. Because if it goes to the regular cycle, they're going to stop him at every move, folks. Do you get what I'm saying here? I don't see this being possible. And the only way this is possible in my mind, in my heart and mind, is if this kind of goes a different direction. I don't know. Why does the chat stop? I don't know. And thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate the super chat, folks. I really do. Sometimes I don't catch them all because they go so fast. It goes so fast, David. David, thank you. Putin wins, rigged, you know what, with 87% of the vote. So they're saying that he rigged it. Now, this guy gets more shit than Trump, doesn't he? Oh, boy. Vladimir Putin tightened his grip on power, claiming another 6-year term as Russian president after a brutally distorted election in which all serious challengers were wiped out before voting even began. With 50% of ballots counted, Putin's tally stood at 87.3% of the vote Election officials announced turnout was 73.33%, according to the latest figures from Russian authorities. Putin's victory was never in doubt, but this is the biggest share of the vote he has claimed in any of the 5 presidential election wins since his first in 2000 at 71. How old is Putin? How old is this guy? He is already the longest-serving Russian leader since Joseph Stalin could go on to beat the record. An official celebration is scheduled for Monday. So what do you think, folks? Do you think he rigged it? I don't know. It seems to me that people like him there, but what do I know? I don't know. And, the whole Tucker Carlson thing, he didn't seem too crazy to me, did you? Just saying. But what do you guys think? Is he 71 years old already? Damn, he's 71, man. He's 71. These last 4 years, I don't know about you guys, but these last 4 years, I blinked, and it's 2024. I got to tell you, folks, I really do feel a quickening. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I know I'm getting older. We're all getting older, but is it me, or do you guys feel like every time you turn around, it's another month, it's another week, it's another month, it's another year. And it's just happening faster and faster to the point that it's almost comical that you're like, okay, what is this? What am I here? I just, did I ask to be here? Like, I'm here, I'm living life, and then you're gone. It's like, what is this? Pondering these questions, I often do. I don't understand it. It's like I have friends that, 55, 60 now. And they're like, whoa, dude. And I remember them when I was boxing, and they were in their heyday, and they were in their, early 40s maybe. And I remember they were driving Ferraris, Lambos, living it up. And now they're like, dude, wow, how things changed. It's crazy. Father Time is undefeated. Father Time is undefeated, folks. Haiti police try to retake port after major operation in gang leader 𝗀𝗃𝗓's stronghold. I don't know who 𝗀𝗃𝗓's stronghold. Haitian police are trying to regain control of the capital's main port, officials said on Saturday, after they killed several bandits while conducting a major operation in the stronghold of gang leader Jimmy Barbecue. I love my barbecue, baby. Barbecue 𝗀𝗃𝗓. I don't know. Special forces, soldiers, and police officers carried out a raid against gangs in Bas Delmas on Friday evening with the aim, several bandits were killed. So I know you all are hearing the same thing. And there's a lot of reports that these Haitians are coming here. They're trying to get into Florida, and from what I've heard, they're already in Florida, causing a lot of problems. So I'll keep an eye on that for you folks. Also, there was a video up on my X where a lady was talking about, all the immigrants that are in New York. They got a 30-day stay that's going to expire, and after that, they have nowhere to go. They're going to have nowhere to go except hang out on the streets. And when that happens, guess what spikes? Crime. A lot of crime. Like I said, folks, they're not staying here in El Paso. Nobody's staying here. Nobody likes to stay in El Paso. They just move. They just go to Chicago, New York, Portland, Oregon. They go into your city. That's where they're going. They're going to you. We're just sending them out. We're sending them out. The Great Resignation hits Congress. Lawmakers are quitting too. So despite all the congressional gridlock these days, lawmakers have succeeded in one surprising area of productivity, driving their colleagues into resignation. On Friday, Rep. Ken Buck will resign outright, becoming the 6th member of the House in the 118th Congress to quit, with no other public office lined up. The one-time renegade conservative who drifted ideologically away from his far-right friends summed up the feelings of the quitters. This place just keeps going downhill, and I don't need to spend my time here, Buck told reporters. I think they sense danger. That's my opinion. I think they're like, you know what? Something's coming. We better get the fuck out of the way. The data for congressional resignation is somewhat murky, but it's clear that over the last 4 decades at least, the House hasn't seen this many people just get up and quit public service in the middle of their term. A lot of people are just quitting. You got to ask yourself why. You got to ask yourself why. I think they see the trouble ahead and they're getting out of the way. A wise man sees trouble and gets out of the way. That's at least my opinion. My opinion. This whole show is my opinion, folks. All right, is it time to Bud Light Tyson Foods? Tyson Foods hoping to hire thousands of migrants for labor manufacturing jobs. So Tyson Foods says it's eager to hire more than 40,000 asylum seekers and migrants arriving in the United States, according to a report from Bloomberg. The multinational food conglomerate. There it is. Conglomerate is allegedly hoping to hire personnel from the massive influx of migrants coming into the country from South and Central America. They're very, very loyal, Tyson Human Resources leader Garrett Dolan said in a statement to the outlet. They've been uprooted and they want some stability. They've been uprooted, folks. They've been uprooted. Really? Have they really been uprooted? You telling me they didn't just decide to get up and, yeah. We would like to employ another 42,000 migrants if we can find them. The company is disputing the report. So the company is now coming back, disputing the report, releasing a statement on their website, accusing the article of misinformation. In recent days, there's been a lot of misinformation in the media about our company, and we feel compelled to set the record straight, Tyson said in a statement. Tyson Foods is strongly opposed to illegal immigration, and we led the way in participating in the 2 major government programs to help combat unlawful employment, E-Verify, and the mutual agreement between government and employers. Tyson Foods. I like Tyson Foods. Tyson Foods employs 120,000 team members in the U.S., all of whom are required to be legally authorized to work in this country. The statement adds, we have a history of strong hiring practices, and anybody who is legally able to welcome to apply to open to the... Okay, so I don't know. It's kind of contradictory. So what do you guys think? Anthony Hummer, interview monkey work again about the... Okay. Yeah, I got to get a hold of him. I had his assistant's number, but I forget, like I have so much on my plate that I forget all the time. And it could be the punches to the head. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I have CTE. I'm sure I do. I got hit with some hellacious shots in boxing. Hellacious shots. But I took them, at least for 36. Sparring, a lot of times sparring in the gym was tougher than my fights. Do you guys know that I hold the record? Check it out. I hold the record for most first-round knockouts. Go look it up. Prove me wrong. 25 first-round knockouts. 25 first-round knockouts. I don't know anybody who's done that. I'll pat myself on the back. I'm the heavyweight champion at first-round knockouts. What do you got to say, Butterbean? Butterbean. Hey, I took Butterbean to Juarez one time. We took him to Juarez, and we took him to the 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗀. And he was kind of frightened. He was scared. I don't think he enjoyed it. Oh, man. It was fun. It was fun to watch him. We actually pretended we left him there, too. We went and hid behind a corner, and he was looking around like he didn't know where he was at. Butterbean. Nice guy. I like Butterbean. He was a nice guy. Nice guy. So I got some good stories, folks. I got some good stories. Civil War director blasts incredibly dangerous political divide in interview. Filmmaker Alex Garland explains why it makes sense for Civil War to come out during an election year, why Texas and California are allies in the film, and slam the political polarization. One thing history shows us is that no country is immune. Nobody is exceptional. Civil War writer-director Alex Garland is addressing some of the biggest questions circling his upcoming action drama. Why now? What is he trying to say with this film? And why are Texas and California allies in this fictional conflict? At South by Southwest Film and TV panel, South by Southwest. Wow. You know, I used to go to that back in the day in Austin. I don't go anymore. That it has turned into such a shit show. Have any of you been to Austin to 6th Street? Thank you, Donnie Bennett. Thank you. Have you guys been to Austin? It's sad what's happening. It's got Californication. It's sad. It's just now they call it Dirty Sixth when it used to just be 6th Street. At least I got to enjoy the very last remnants of it, you know, late 90s, early 2000s before it turned into the shit show. Anyway, South by Southwest film and TV panel, the day after the film's world premiere screening, the Ex Machina and Annihilation filmmaker broke his silence on these topics and more. Civil War has raised eyebrows for its timing, coming amid a contentious election year in which President Biden had claimed democracy is at stake. Well, what about the republic? Because I don't know about the democracy. I know about the republic. I know about the republic being at stake. Is that what you're... Anyway. So we all know, folks, if you've been watching my show, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, you know. We are going about 100,000 miles an hour into a shit show. And will it start April? You know, that's the question I have. Will this shit show start April? I have questions. We know they go by and the only reason I brought Boone Cutler on, he was hearing the same stuff. You got to think about this just for a second. We don't know if anything's going to happen. We don't know that. But we do know that they like to follow calendar dates. And if you're my audience, if you've been here many times, you know as well what we are talking about. They follow certain months and dates. Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. So that's why we put our reasoning together, our thinking caps, our tinfoil hat caps, and said maybe, just maybe, this could be a reality. Oh, check this out. Generation Z, folks. Generation Z Philadelphia couple from successful families shoot to fame as homeless influencers. Insists living in a tent is better than getting a job and having to pay rent. Now, that sounds exactly like Generation Z. Would you expect anything less? They think it's cool to be homeless. Fuck getting a job. Fuck having dignity. You want dignity? Dignity, schmignity. Nobody needs dignity. We want to be homeless. We want to live in a tent and shit on the sidewalk. That to us is being liberated. We're the new liberals. We want to live in a tent, shit on the sidewalk, and smell our own feces. A homeless couple in Philadelphia has gone viral for sharing their tent living. So what do they do all day? They just sit there in the tent and look at each other. One takes a cup, goes out into the street and jingles it around. They get some pennies, some quarters, maybe a $50 bill here and there. They go back to the tent, and then they just stare at each other with the newspaper spread around and maybe one blanket. Yuck. You know, what do you do all day? Where's your dignity? Leland Brown Jr. and his girlfriend, Brianna Hubbard, became influencers after vlogging their experiences living in a U-Haul storage unit. The Generation Z influencers have made thousands of dollars. Wow, they're making thousands of dollars being homeless through their influencing, but chose to stay houseless for their independence. The Generation Z couple from Philadelphia have become homeless influencers after vlogging their tent living and claiming that homelessness is flex. Leland Brown Jr. and his girlfriend Brianna Hubbard have shot to fame for uploading videos documenting their lives as homeless people living in a tent with yoga mats as beds and a makeshift toilet. What's a makeshift toilet? What is a makeshift toilet? Brown, 29, was kicked out of his family home by his father after he refused to get a job. His dad's like, get the fuck out of here. Oh my gosh. And he's bragging about this. This is like shit that they're like, be like us, be liberated, get a tent, and go live out on the street. You'll love it. It's the best life ever. He told me I was grown, and okay, he told me I was grown and have a son, so I needed to figure it out, said Brown, who has a 7-year-old son. This guy has a 7-year-old son who lives with his mother. The 28-year-old then moved in with Hubbard, 22, and her family in Hatfield, but after that didn't work out. The pair packed up and moved out into the woods in September 2022. Brown was excited to experience the outdoors, having never been camping, but the harsh reality soon set in. It was a lot once we got everything settled, he said. It was crazy dealing with the animals and the cold. Crazy dealing with the animals and the cold. 6 months after becoming homeless and moving into the woods, the pair began vlogging their experience and sharing videos online. Brown lost his job after a year, but the couple's videos have been getting millions of views online, so they decided to embrace life as influencers, homeless influencers. Hubbard's mother encouraged the pair to go to a local U-Haul lot to escape the cold, edit their videos, and do office work. They made themselves a home in their unit, they made themselves at home at their unit after setting up furniture and turning the storage box into a tiny housing quarter. The couple did a 3-part TikTok series documenting experience living in a storage container, which generated more than 22 million views and even made national news. Wow, who's the suckers, huh? The makeshift house was taken away after U-Haul caught wind of their actions. Residing in a self-storage unit is a violation of state and federal housing laws, Jeff Lockridge, a spokesperson for the U-Haul International, wrote in an email. I was always prepared to get kicked out because of the video, Brown said. I didn't expect to become as viral as it was, but when it did, I knew I couldn't delete it. I was making money off it, so we had to run with it. So these people basically are living in a tent, probably making, if I had to guess, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and probably just, who's the suckers? Damn. So are they really homeless, or they're just choosing to be homeless? So I bet his dad is like, way to go, son. I knew kicking your ass out of the house would be beneficial. All right, folks, let's get to what the fuck news. In what the fuck news, man charged with vile acts at Safeway Market. Have you guys ever shopped at Safeway? You might want to think twice about it. March 15th, a supermarket employee pleasured himself onto produce and other unsealed merchandise, according to Colorado police, who say that videos of the vile activity were found during a recent search of the man's residence. Oh, my Lord. This is why I have a hard time eating out sometimes and eating at fast food restaurants. I used to have friends, okay? I had friends in high school, not me, but I heard about this. They used to take their pubic hair and put it in the food and spit in the food. I mean, do terrible stuff, terrible shit. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to eat at that place anymore. And I'm not going to say the place because I don't want to get in trouble. But they used to do nasty stuff. Rosalind Trillis, thank you. So Stephen Massalta, 32, was busted last month on charges outside numerous coffee shops and businesses into the Fort Collins area. At the time of Massalta's arrest, cops executed a search warrant at his home and seized electronic devices containing incriminating video evidence. The 𝗪𝗓, which investigators are still reviewing, resulted this week in additional misdemeanor and felony counts being filed against Massalta. Since his February arrest, Massalta has been held in the Larimer County lockup in lieu of $25,000 bond. He is scheduled for a March 22nd court appearance on the new counts. The police probe of Massalta has determined that he was employed at a Safeway store in Fort Collins for a brief period ending last month. Videos recorded of 𝗪𝗠𝗃, police allege, onto fruits, vegetables, and baked goods, all of which were not commercially sealed inside the supermarket. The clips have allowed detectives to identify alleged victims, some of whom are believed to be minors as a result. 𝗪𝗠𝗃 has been charged with 16 attempted sexual assault on child counts. Oh, no. As a probe of 𝗪𝗠𝗃 continues, police anticipate additional charges and more victims being identified. Until recently, 𝗪𝗠𝗃 appears to have resided in Sacramento, California. Ooh, this apple tastes a little salty. This pineapple has a bitter taste to it. Ooh, a salty, bitter taste. Oh, yeah. How you like me now? Yeah. All right. Well, folks, I think that's it for today. Anyway, get to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 hours. It'll be up at ninoscorner.tv. And hit the link, the switch to Nino link. Get started. I'm going to wait on the 5 calls. I'm going to answer the first 5 calls. And so that's what's going to happen right now. The first 5 calls I'll answer, and you can ask a question and get started. Go American, and remember, you got the best meat. Oh, and did you guys watch the don't go yet. Did you guys watch the 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗹 2,000-year conspiracy revealed? What do you guys think? Do you think Jesus Christ was vegan or a meat eater? Me personally, I think they dove a little too far into it. I believe Jesus ate fish. He was a fish. I mean, there's too many stories about him fishing, about him being on a boat. I mean, and plus, he never said, "Thou shalt not eat meat." If he would say that, then I'd be like, all right, I'm not going to eat meat. He's never said that. I don't know. It's a good film. It raises a lot of questions. 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing. I'm not sure if Jesus was a vegan or not. Does it matter? I don't know. Am I going to stop eating meat? No. I like meat. All right, folks. I'm out of here. Hit that link below. Hit the link below. Switch with Nino. It's a pinned comment. All right, folks. Later. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, folks, right here. Later. See you Wednesday.